It's your girl Loyalty from your Loyalty and Everything podcast, and I have a special guest today. Yes, so we are here in Atlanta for our Clubhouse Elite meet and greet. This is the first one here in Atlanta. So I am very excited. The vibes have been amazing. Definitely speechless. So I want you to kind of introduce yourself, let the people know who you are and what you do.
I do all kinds of things. But my name is Benjamin Eatman, and I'm out of.
Speak up, Benjamin. You can't
Oh,
hear
I'm
me.
sorry. I'm sorry. My name is Benjamin Eatman. I'm out of Stockton, California. So I appreciate ATL for introducing me with open arms. It was a great experience for me. I really do appreciate it. So I do a lot of things. I'm a father first and foremost.
Okay,
That's
father.
That's what I do.
All right.
That's what I do. Other than that, I'm a music artist. I am a t-shirt designer.
Okay, t-shirt designer.
I am now a friend of Loyalty, and I appreciate you
And his wife, she
having me.
designs.
Hold on, and aren't you a videographer?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, we gotta put it out
I
there.
got a couple of videos of people here today, which were very special people for the Clubhouse event. I appreciate that. My man, Elmi Tunchi.
Yes.
That's my man's man doing his thing right now, as well as all these other creative people in this room. Not at the moment, but earlier. So it was a blessing to be able to be here.
Yes, it is indeed. So I heard you do quite a few things. So I don't even know where to start. So what's your biggest hobby? I say what's your passion?
Music.
Okay,
First and
music.
foremost, music. Always.
Okay.
That's my therapy. That's my art. That's my passion.
All right. So what was your inspiration? What was your inspiration for the music?
Trauma.
I like that you stated that because I feel like music is very healing and that can be very therapeutic. So, and it definitely helps even when you're going through trauma. So that's very important to know how to cope with your trauma.
I tell you like this. Elmi Tunchi is my man. However, my favorite artist in the room tonight was definitely that boss.
Okay,
You feel me? That dude.
Yes.
Like, that's my music.
He brought it,
That's my style of music.
Okay.
He came from the heart, from the soul, from the passion, from wherever the hell he came from. All that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? And brought it here and told a story, brought all his energy, all that good stuff. So.
Yes. So we definitely see some raw talent. So I do want to know what is upcoming next for you? Like what's yet to come that we don't know?
Me?
Yes.
I got plenty of things.
Mm-hmm.
I got a birthday for my child. So first and foremost, that's what's most. Other than that, I'm working on my own music things like always as well. My name is Official. That's what I go by.
Okay, Official.
Yes.
Right.
So I am working on my own music things. I am blessed to be able to be here and just in many just environments such as this and with a bunch of creative people, and it's getting me back to the flame in which I used to have a long time ago. If you can understand that,
right?
I'm sure you can. Other than that, I've been trying to start acting.
Okay.
That's nice. I feel like that's more expressional than music to me. I didn't know that, and now I know that.
So, do you have any acting skills?
Yeah, I've had acting skills my whole life. My mom has put me through stuff like that. She's a drama major, so she does plays and all that good stuff. But so yes, I do have a lot of experience doing that. I just never chased that.
So, what's stopping you? I do want to know.
Nothing.
Okay. So the sky's the limit.
That's why I'm right here.
Right.
That's why I'm blessed to be able to be right next to you because absolutely nothing is stopping me. I have a lot of things stopping me.
Right.
I have a lot of things stopping me. And it was just myself though. But,
right. And a lot of times it is ourselves, and sometimes you just gotta do. You just have to do it.
Every time.
You have to leap out on faith. And I'm telling you, even with my podcast, this was definitely a leap out on faith. I've shared this quite often. Of course, a lot of my passion for my podcast came from my brother. A lot of people know I did lose my brother.
Yep. Oh, thank you. I'm right here with you.
We got the last thing. Yeah, so I lost my brother last year on my daughter's sweet 16th birthday. It was very tragic. He fell asleep at the wheel, so he didn't die in nobody's hand, but he did fall asleep at the wheel. So I definitely think that is an important message even behind that. Just to know, like sometimes when your body tells you you need a break, take those breaks. Okay, breaks are necessary because you never want to be put in a situation like my brother was, where he fell asleep because he was too tired. So that's very important, especially when you're behind the wheel. And his son was in the car, so that was definitely very tragic for all of us. My nephew did break both his legs, and he fractured his collarbone, but he had a 100% recovery. So I definitely thank God. He is amazing just to get us through that. It was a very tough time. I went through a very depressive stage, I would say. Isolated myself quite a bit, but I had to pull myself out of that because I knew God had a bigger purpose, and He kind of revealed that during that time. And my brother was very inspirational to me. He did music here in Atlanta. He was very known, and he had a good following. The crazy thing is, his music back then was LIE the Team, which was loyalty is everything. But I felt like, loyalty is everything was his thing. Okay. He passed me the torch. So I had to change is to in. Okay. So it's loyalty in everything. And I feel like there's a powerful, powerful message in that. And just all in itself. Okay. If you continue to be loyal in everything you do, and that's within self, the way you deal with other people, relationships, just about just being a person of your word. That's really what that means for me. I think if we get back to the loyalty in our communities, then that's where the change will start, and people won't have to judge you because they're going to know who you are, because you're going to be more intentional about what you do and what you say. So yes, but yes, I love this conversation. And I'm very excited.
I appreciate you. Check this out. I really appreciate you. It's rare I get to have conversations with people who actually understand. So part of my biggest trauma, part of my absolute biggest trauma in this world was actually a car accident. That is part of the reason I made this shirt, and I'm wearing this shirt, Angels Gotta Live Forever.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You have to gotta live. So if you don't understand that concept, then we're not on the same path. And I'm sure me and you was on the same path. So that's fine with me, and we can live with that right now. So with that being said, I had to go through that same similar depression and acceptance and denial. And, all the things that whatever this world is brought to me through my daily cause. And rejection, that was a big one, because you went through that in a third party personality. I went through that as a first party personality. Personally, I was a person driving the vehicle, so I wasn't drunk, I wasn't under the influence of any substances. It was just that fucking fluke or God's will or whatever you would like to call it. It happens, and I try to preach that message. So I do appreciate you subconsciously allowing me to preach that message. That means a lot to me. To people who don't like to accept that message, because the world is what it is today.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like that's just God as well. I feel like sometimes these conversations are necessary, and the message that I have for you is it's not your fault. You understand? And I think even
it took me a long time to realize that.
Yeah, and even with my brother, because my brother lived with me, I wasn't in the car, but I still felt partly responsible. Right. Yeah, I still had to guilt because I felt like
you're supposed to protect that person.
Yeah, and I told him I was gonna call him later, and I was busy. And I didn't give him that call later. So maybe if I called him, I could have. he would have left later. That's what I thought,
Drop
but
that
that's
thought.
not true. You understand?
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you how I know my brother was the most prepared person.
Thank
A month before my brother passed, I remember us having a conversation in my room, and my brother was like, "Why everybody so afraid to die?" And I'm like, "Why are you talking like this?" It was crazy that we was having this conversation because, and he was dead serious. Like, why everybody afraid to die? He was like that. He was like, "I ain't scared to die." He was like, and then he said he died once, and I understood what he meant by that because my brother had been shot before. Okay, so that's another reason I'm very intentional about stopping the violence. Okay, and we see it so much, so common amongst our youth. The younger dying younger. Okay, and it's sad because you don't get to see these kids grow up. They don't get to reach their full potential.
They don't get to reach half their
Right,
potential.
not even half. And my brother, when he got shot, he was an innocent bystander. He got shot in his chest, and then he got shot like in his jaw area, and it came out his neck. So they had to reconstruct his whole jaw. And I remember like we danced together with so many people at the hospital for my brother, just in support. Outside of just his family, he had friends. It was, and my brother has always been able to do that. Like you see crowds of people just crowd just in support. And he said he had been revived a few times, so he died and came back, and he remembered that experience. And another thing he shared with me is that he wasn't the same person anymore. Like he was different, and he was like everybody wanted him to be the same Eddie. Okay, but he wasn't that person. You know, he felt like when he came back, he was renewed and he was different. You understand? And that was something that he was dealing with his own. He was battling his within himself. So I think he was definitely prepared. He wasn't scared, and I think he actually prepared his son, my nephew, just to see him was healing for me because I was so broken. I was not ready for my brother to go, so I was preparing. I'm the oldest, so he always looked at me more like a mother figure. So that was hard for me to really bite that pill, and he lived with me. So I saw him at my house the night before he died. You know, so that was very, very, very hard for me to really process. But through all of that, I've definitely found my healing, and this is my healing. This is what gives me healing. I love doing the podcast, and yes, and I found my purpose, even through the pain. So, and I continue to be intentional about what I do, and just continue to tell people's story because this is how other people heal as well. And it's not to be embarrassed. Everybody have a story, you understand? And you just sharing that is gonna help the next person. Do you understand it?
So I know this is your show.
Mhm.
Seeing that this is your platform and this is your message to ultimately be spread. I hope I was able to spread part of that message.
Yes.
However,
It's our show. How about that?
Okay, I'll take that.
Yes, I like it. Yes, it's our show. It's
I'm in
our show.
Atlanta right now.
Yes,
Hey,
I'm
baby,
sharing my
tonight.
platform with you.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
So, what is one thing that you would tell the younger people that is just not working? Just not working.
Hmm.
I know it's true.
It's hard because a lot of our young people they just don't care. And it's sad because the young are dying young, and a lot of times it's because of their own hands. And I feel like personally, we can't say no one's not worth it because they're all worth it for me. You understand?
Yeah.
Even so, you got to keep saying it, even if they're not listening. If you keep saying it, you never know who you might reach, and one day they're gonna be worth it, and they're gonna see like, dang, you know, this person was really just trying to save me from myself. So we have to continue to try and save everyone. We all are worth it. You understand? So I don't know. I just think about it different, and we have to kind of reach people where they're at and on their level. That's how you make change. You can't always understand it, but you can sometimes disagree to agree. And if they know that somebody's supporting them, no matter where they're at in life, then sometimes they're gonna want to change because they're like, hey, well, this person moving this way, then you can influence them to be the change that you want to see. You understand? So I don't know. That's just my viewpoint on that. And everybody have an opinion, but hey.
I don't even want to disagree to agree with that. I'm gonna just straight up agree with that, and that's really it.
So I will tell you, I think this has been one of the best interviews so far today. I've had quite a few, but this has been the most purposeful interview for sure, and that was definitely a powerful message And a very common thing that we didn't know up until this interview that we had in common. So I'm very appreciative of this interview.
Well, I say this has been one of my most purposeful experiences in Atlanta so far.
Awesome.
So I
Awesome.
do also appreciate that, and it also gave me a sense of home and value. Value
Yes.
is very important to me these days.
Yes, it is. And I'm happy I was able to be a part of that. You in my city. I have to give you that
You did that to
hospitality.
me though.
Seriously.
You did that. You did that.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know Atlanta. I'm not gonna speak for Atlanta. I don't know what Atlanta think about this lady because I don't know.
Oh, Atlanta loved me.
Well,
I'm
then
lit everywhere.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna
Yes.
say I'm blessed to be on it. You know what I'm saying? However, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. And last but not least, we're going to wrap this up. How can they find you and support?
You can find me when God sends you home. You can find me on Instagram. What's your social security number? You can find me on very easy to find. Other than that, you can find my clothing brand, Lifetime Supply Company, spelled out LYPHTYNSUPPLYCOMPANY. That's Instagram.
And we will have the link in the video, so don't worry if y'all did miss that,
Appreciate
okay? And y'all, as y'all know, it's your girl Loyalty from Loyalty and Everything podcast, and we are tuning out. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yes.